Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, you made a critically casual joke, so I had to do my critically casual introduction.
Yeah. It's every time I introduce them. It's like, hi, I'm Steven, how's it going? We're time for reviews, and then here's Dev. Hi.
No, it's usually like something like that. Like I go all out with it rather than
Yeah, I
simple.
getcha. So yeah, so that's how he says hello in critically casual talk. So since he started it, let's review video games, I guess.
Before I go any further, I'm actually going to unmute my mic and stream because that's actually what just happened. So hello everybody else again. Yeah. Dev literally looks like he's about to explode.
That means my fucking high was pointless.
No. My mic was like hang on.
Yeah, but they don't know why I said hi.
Oh, that's true. They don't. You can tell them again.
It's okay. At least he spelled your name
No,
right.
they heard you the entire time. Did I spell yours
us,
wrong?
They didn't hear you.
Look at it really closely,
Fuck,
Jake.
dude. Change the title then, because one of you two can do it. Dude, I am still rusty with spinning these plates on this end. Like, this is... Like, especially with especially with three people total, I had to make sure actually...
You need to fix it on the stream overlays as well.
If you can.
Okay, that was already there. Like, hang on.
I blame Dev. It's just there's
I probably totally did it, but like, hang on.
That wasn't me. I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If the K in my name was gone, it would make a lot more sense.
It really would.
However, like it looked like an actual name that someone would choose. But
unfortunately,
you see the like gears turning, something like maybe I should do a name change.
No, it's reasons. If I would stop being a lazy ass and actually make my YouTube videos, all would make sense.
Twitch.tv/
Perfect.
Okay. That's actually one scene. I'll correct it again once we go to the actual other article sharing scene. But anyway, so yeah, I guess it's a good tone to set now to talk about stuff that would potentially piss me off than me having to correct crap on the stream, which should have already been done. Let's talk about BioWare, boys.
I'd love to talk about BioWare.
Really? Because I wouldn't. Absolutely not. Like,
are we doing which? What?
Dude, anything BioWare related at this point is enough to really make me mad. Let's talk about their wonderful PR department and the tweet that was sent out recently.
I have no idea what you're talking
about. It's in the Discord chat. So basically, a very scathing article was written talking about Anthem, and they did not respond appropriately.
No.
They absolutely did not. And the thing is, like, you look at this, like, it's dumb. I mean, it actually is stupid.
I really wish, like, all they had to do was address anything. Like, say, you know what, we made a mistake in any way, and we'll make it better. But they don't even do that.
They don't, man. They really don't. Pull up the... Alright, so now I got the article up. Oh no, it changed its... Yeah, okay, no, it changed its stuff on the... Cool, I don't have to change anything again. So yeah, so apparently this guy who writes for Kotaku is essentially, I mean, he's known for being pretty rough with his articles. I mean, but he's an investigative guy. You know, that's the thing. He delves deep into stuff, and
He's like a journalist who actually goes through and like really digs into all the facts and like will follow. Imagine if he was like a special investigator. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
well, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, in actuality, I mean, I know you're trying to be funny, but it's also that's
True.
that's a fairly good way to describe him. And so this guy's coming at him with all the, I mean, the stuff that he found through digging in deep, and then among the things that were said in this tweet, they essentially are condemning the profession of investigative journalism.
Mm-hmm.
And
Was it?
like, listen, if you wanted to like BioWare, look, if you want to defend your product, like I get that, but don't attack somebody else's product, essentially.
I'd say if you scroll pretty much all the way down to the bottom of the article, you'll see the whole tweet in like a gray block of text that they sent out, and it's really something there. Like, I love how they, like, don't get me wrong, the original Kotaku article, like I was talking to Dev about this just before the stream came out. It was written by Jason Schreier, something like that.
Yeah.
And I told him, if you really sit down and read this article, it takes about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes to sit down and read this entire thing. And it's like a deep dive into how these people really drop the ball. Like all around, everybody, not just like BioWare, but like everybody as a whole, just dropped the ball. And then their response was, meh.
Like,
meh.
like, this is just. We intend to launch an internal review of the matters raised to seek out the truth regarding the allegations and issues. That's the thing. Should we find area like they're saying that hey, we still could potentially be blameless here.
Mm-hmm.
Like
this is
honestly,
gonna be slander.
If this was sprinkled with a little, if this tweet was sprinkled with a little bit of we're aware that we have had some shortcomings in this process, along with some of this other BS, this tweet would almost be passable. You know, like if it, I mean, granted, it's still, I mean, well, essentially, they're flat out denying everything. They're like, no, we've done no wrong. You know, we've
allegations. That means we have to do an internal investigation, which will take months. And by that time, the people involved will probably be fired and no longer working here. So,
hey, you know, our employees are of the utmost importance to BioWare, and we wish to be known as an employer anyone would be delighted to work for.
I used to believe that.
I watched this morning a 45-minute article by a YouTuber who was reviewing this whole thing, this whole situation, like the original expose and then BioWare's response. And it's kind of amazing to see because, like, these are people. He referenced that. He mentioned that in the original. Like, this isn't the original BioWare anymore. Like, originally BioWare says that they had this, like, BioWare magic where they'd have an idea, they'd kind of push it together piece by piece, and then eventually, over time, like, they'd just kind of get a little bit lucky based on the skill that they had, and they'd make a good game. Yeah. And it's been that way since Dragon Age Inquisition, according to BioWare's, according to Kotaku Anthem.
Wait, that'd be before that probably, though, right?
So here's the thing: as far as BioWare like goes, as far as the luck factor, they got the luckiest with Inquisition. I feel like, as far as how good it's done by comparison to what it should have done.
Oh, okay. Well then, was Inquisition? Inquisition was after Mass Effect 3, right?
Oh yeah, I think it was my original instead of Inquisition.
You cut out, bud. Like, what are you saying?
Skip me.
Well, like,
you said you had a thought.
Try again. You're back. I mean, you weren't gone long.
It might have been. Let me double check. It might have been from the original Dragon Age, not just Inquisition. So, like, from early on in BioWare's beginnings, they kind of loosely had ideas and then crunched them together at the end. It's just now they don't have the talent anymore, so they can't do that.
Well, it doesn't help.
They don't have talent anymore because they fired all of them.
Also, it doesn't help that EA has shifted from being a game publisher that we all respected to becoming a publisher that is hated more than airlines, more than lawyers, more than like the shit that they are hated more than is impressive. Like, they're only beaten out by like a few things. Which.
Okay, now here's an interesting question. And speaking of speaking of hated more than, which if you had to deal with the customer service of either BioWare or Epic, as they both stand right now, which would it be? Which would it be done? That was a freaking Borderlands 3 trailer. Just start playing in the background. Sorry.
Can I choose to not play video games anymore?
Yeah, I was about to say, you're asking an impossible decision.
You answered. No, you answered. You have done what I've wanted. You've answered the question. I will not put you all through that.
It's just, I imagine. No, just no. Let's not.
Oh boy, this is where we're at now.
Yeah, I stopped playing Fortnite well into like the second season because of how Epic Games had treated their customer reviews. So I can only imagine how bad it is
after
now.
Second season.
Fourth season.
Oh,
isn't that what I said? My bad.
No, you said second.
My apologies. I bought like the third and fourth, and then I stopped after that.
Well, your second season.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I never played second season either. Shoot, excuse me.
No, I started in 3, but I didn't buy the third season pass. But I just stopped playing because it just started. I saw the trajectory of the game. I was like, you know what? Good on them for focusing on high skilled players, but I'm not that.
Well,
whatever. We can talk about that.
That's another news thing we can talk about in gaming.
You know, that's fair. That's an interesting segue.
But no, hold on. I wanted to say one more thing about.
Okay.
The problem with everything that's going on right now over on EA BioWare side is that BioWare had to essentially push out 2 games over the last 2 years that were not ready.
Nope.
In any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
While around them, their brother studios inside the EA corporation have been slowly murdered by their mother. One by one. For taking creative differences, wanting to do something different. For creating a game that didn't do as well. And they're sitting here after Mass Effect Andromeda, having to come out with another game. Like, finish this game. There's going to be problems and people's tensions are going to be hot. Like, this is no way to handle a scathing article, but that still is a problem given the fact that the situation they are already in.
Like, one fun thing I want you to think about here, Dev. In this scathing article, this expose, as you would say, we find out that Anthem has been in development for about 7 years.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The first 5.5, were nothing. Maybe like a development of an asset, maybe the development of a map. Like, they couldn't get anything done due to indecision based with like execs and just the amount of time that they allotted.
That sounds like to me.
What's that?
The same thing that fucking happened to Mass Effect Andromeda. It is the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. And then apparently when it was revealed at E3 last year, that was the first time the game devs were like, "Oh, so that's what we're trying to make." No, I get it. It's a looter shooter. Oh, okay. And then in 16 months they made a game, basically.
Again, I'm not surprised.
chasing.
BioWare isn't the studio we used to love.
No, they're not.
No.
It's just, and after this whole fiasco with Anthem and all this bullshit, like I'm done being excited for anything else they have to offer. Like that. I am to that point finally, to where it's like, hey, because all throughout, the prep train for Anthem, the hype train, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt.
It's 2 studios in a year for us.
I know, dude. It's what the
Both
hell.
of them starting with B's.
maybe that's the trend.
I'm not
the
gonna
Achilles.
trust the letter
That's,
B.
that's the Achilles heel that we've been looking for. That's the real reason we have solved the mystery finally. But no. Speaking of, we gotta move on from this. This shit's just depressing. But speaking of the skill base of the Fortnite, a lot of big names leaving the game right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So we had, what was it, Monday night it was Monday night.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Monday. It was Sunday or Monday. It was one of the two. But so everyone knows who Ninja is.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows who Tim the Tap Man is.
Mm-hmm.
Good chance you know who Courage JD is.
If you know who the first two are, you know who he is.
And if you know those 3, you probably know basically I do work as well, Marcel. They all just got so tired with the latest update, 8.4, for Fortnite, that they played Uno instead.
And
Right?
highest viewed Uno game on Twitch.
They bet money on the game too. I
Oh
watched the
my
highlights
God.
from basically I do work because I've been a
20
fan,
gifted subs a game.
They went up to 50 for some of them and like 100 on another.
God.
They were just throwing money at each other. That's pretty much what they were doing. Which fair. If you got that to do that with and have fun with it and gift, and also help like those communities get subs out of it, like that's pretty fucking cool. I'll say it. But damn, Fortnite, what are you doing? You were at the top of the game. People loved the 7.1, I think, or 7.8. One of them. The one that they added the health on kills, shield on kills, mats on kills, because it meant that the players playing wouldn't get third partied as much.
Yeah, and now it's just gone.
Yeah, it's in arena. It's in the competitive mode, which essentially what it looks like they're trying to do. They're trying to put the high tier players in arena, and put the casuals into the normal.
Mm-hmm.
Problem with that is you're splitting your player base. This game has gone without having to do matchmaking. You're gonna have to do matchmaking then.
I foresee this being something else, where like originally Fortnite was a single player game, or like campaign game, and then it was the battle royale, and then they kind of dropped the campaign portion. Now they have 2 versions of battle royale. How much you want to bet at some point they're gonna drop one version?
Well, that's the problem. Which version do you drop?
Probably the casual
They'll
one.
drop the casual in a heartbeat. They'll drop the casual.
But you don't want to do that because you lose all of your
you don't want to
money.
do that. But given the chain of stupid decisions that has led to this point, it's a
I
safe
agree.
assumption.
Well, you want to know why they changed it? It's because they felt that it was creating too much aggression inside the game.
Too
The
much
goddamn battle royale. It's supposed like
I'm sorry.
With building forts in it. Like,
So let's talk about the wording of that. We felt it was generating too much aggression in the game where you literally kill people to win.
you have to be the one left standing over 100 people.
Right.
That's
It's
not
literally
aggressive.
like you're dropped in and it's literally you against the world. Like that's the whole premise of it. Or you and your buddy against the world. Or you and 3 other buddies against the world.
well, and the thing is,
Huh?
too, arena doesn't have squads. Arena's only solos and duos.
That's true.
Oh, jeez.
So, people being pissed off. Ninja, one of them, he's upset because he likes the version that is in Arena, but he plays mostly squads. And squads now is mostly get your mats.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't.
Go do this.
It's a slow game now. The game is so much slower, and yeah, That's the thing. You know, Ninja's good at the game, but he wasn't playing it to climb ranks. He was playing. The dude was having fun with it. Like, it was a good concept because he had fun with it, and he brought more guys in, and they all helped each other, and it's like, why would you at that point?
I don't know. It seems silly to, especially so soon after they just updated it to have the shields and stuff in it, to change it back. Like, that was a recent change. That was the end of Season 7. We're just in Season 8 now. Like,
yep.
To change that big of a detail. And, I don't know, it seems like a misstep for Fortnite. Especially right now when there's other competition that people will enjoy. Like, during that stream, Ninja was saying, let's go play Apex.
Yeah.
But then one of them would have had to leave.
Well, he was playing with Tim and Marcel at the time, so one didn't have to leave, but one didn't want to play it, so one was going to have to leave anyway, but you know what I mean.
Well,
Like, it wasn't forcing one of them out,
well, you know,
but it was more like...
Anyway, so essentially, I would love to say that, this could be the start of Fortnite really having to, or rather Epic really having to give a damn. You know, love to say that. Like to see Steven disagrees to the point that he just walked away. Cool.
Yeah.
But,
well, I'll say this: they don't have the top spot right now on browse when you browse categories.
Are they even on top row right now?
Yeah, no, they're
they
in
are
second,
on top row.
but,
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's first?
I mean,
League?
2 of their biggest streamers aren't even playing it right now.
Who's in first? League?
No.
Oh, really? Who is it? What is it?
GTA.
Fucking figures. So, I'm gonna go into that rant why that annoys me so much right now.
What? GTA is cool. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean that most
it's funny.
people...
It's funny to watch. Oh yeah, I could never. I could never. I don't have the patience to keep character for that long. Rather for any length of time. Like, I just
As someone who goes into character, GTA RP is up my alley.
Dude. Well, you know,
I would be great at it.
Okay. Changing the
See,
subject.
I want role-playing games.
Before we go down.
Go ahead, though.
We're gonna go to something else before we go down this rabbit hole. Speaking of role-playing games and disappointment, all rolled into one. This is convenient to talk about that. Apparently, Bethesda confirming Elder Scrolls and Starfield will not be making an appearance.
That was posted on April Fool's, so I don't know if I believe it.
I know.
I was about to say, did we confirm that? Or did they confirm that?
So, you know, according to several articles saying that Bethesda confirmed, yeah, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, this is April Fool's, that is bullshit. I'd love for that to be BS. I really would. But
nah.
So you think it'll be there?
No.
I want it to be.
What the fuck else are they gonna do?
I want it to be there too.
I mean,
what the fuck does Bethesda have other than that right now?
Probably nothing. But
no,
they probably
hang on.
don't have a playable build.
Hang on.
Because they just did a sequel to Wolfenstein. They just did a sequel to Dishonored 2 years ago, right?
They might do a small thing because Bethesda still has Elder Scrolls Online going. And so they might do, because Elsewhere is the new chapter that actually drops June 4th, which is, granted, it's a little bit before E3.
Oh, that does remind me. ESO was free until today. Like, today's the last day ESO is free to try for. It was free for about a week.
I'll say this. I'm not an ESO person, and there's nothing wrong with playing it.
Oh, I've played the shit out of it the past couple of weeks.
But that's not your core game audience, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you actually go and check it out. Like a lot of the streamers that are high up there pull some pretty decent numbers.
Oh, no, I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying more the people who are going to be buying copies.
No, yeah, well, like, there's eventually an episode of the show I actually want to kind of dive in a little bit to ESO and other games like that. But it's not this episode. I'll leave it with this: that ESO for the past while has actually been very largely underestimated. In that it has a lot of good qualities to it, and they keep adding better stuff to it. Like Bethesda finally, got on track with learning their lesson with it. The same bunch who did that were not the same bunch who did the Fallout 76. Like they just weren't. Like there's no possible way that they were. And also this has been the MMO that a lot of people have been flocking to recently, from WoW. Like you log into the ESO lately, you start chatting with people, and it's like, yeah, dude, I just came from WoW. Like shit's getting weird, so we're coming to ESO, going from Azeroth to Tamriel, man.
And I'm saying that's the core audience for that game. You want to bring people over from WoW. But that's who you want to get.
Yeah, and I understand, which is like, I doubt they'll show this at E3 because I understand the point you're trying to make. That they won't, like, but as for stuff to show, they might. It won't have its own whole thing. They might segment it.
No, but they need to show something because right now, Bethesda has left a bad taste in many people's mouths recently. Through multiple instances of doing stupid shit.
Yep.
Bad game, bad bags, plastic bottle of rum. I did talk about that before, right?
Yeah, you told.
They aren't exactly got like the rep that they used to have.
Nope.
They're not what everyone wants to be right now.
Nope.
I mean,
you want people to want something.
Also, as a side note, Dragon, I did accept your friend request, by the way.
One core difference though with like ESO and just regular Skyrim is regular Skyrim you'll sell one copy to millions of people for $60. ESO you'll sell 100,000 copies for $100 to $200 for people who pay microtransactions.
Well, you got microtransactions.
Not just that,
you got the monthly subscription, of which, by the way, you actually don't need in order to play the game. You do not need the monthly sub to play. You would just need to buy. So for like a new player, you could buy the Somerset package, which has base game included, and then of course Somerset, and then a couple of the other stuff. And the the other stuff like the DLC stuff, you could purchase separately. So, and then like paid subscription gets for all that. Anyway, I promised I wouldn't go to ESO.
I'm gonna throw another counterpoint at you, Steven.
And then we can move past this.
Yeah, we really should.
Every Bethesda game has a ton of DLC for it that people have to pay for.
Okay.
That, or they have to buy the Game of the Year edition. So, like,
okay.
They're still going to make hand over fist with those games and hit a wider audience. And then they can re-release it on something else, and they'll get that same person to buy the transaction again. Hi, I bought Skyrim at least twice so far.
I did too.
Yeah, at least twice.
I got on PC and PS3. Like
360 PC. Yeah.
I've debated getting it for my Switch because that would be a fun game to play on the go.
I bought it 3 times actually.
Both PlayStation, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, and PC.
Xbox 360. Then my 360 bricked, so I got an Xbox One. Played it on Xbox One, got rid of that, and now I have a PC.
See, they're able to sell the game multiple times. Like, they're the same person.
Totally didn't spend $180 on this game.
You spent more because I know you got in DLC.
I'm about to say, because there's DLCs here.
Wait a second.
Oh. See, which is why
Not trying to prove a point, but I'm proving a point.
I'll say
You're
you don't have to try to prove that point. I mean, that's just there.
We are living proof of my evidence. Like,
Okay. Touche. Okay,
I'm
move on.
not saying that ESO isn't making money. It's just that I feel like you hit a wider audience multiple times with the regular games.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so for the next little bit of the show, I'm mainly gonna have to ask you two to probably bear with this next bit because it's an obligatory segment that me and Toarn always do.
Overwatch. Cool.
Overwatch
I'm gonna go
League.
get a drink.
Overwatch League.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Overwatch League.
Overwatch League.
Dev was
Okay.
Steven, you're up.
Dev
All
was
right, I'm
trapped-
up.
You're up. Steven, you're up.
Dev was
Let me pull up my Overwatch League stats here.
Jeff,
You're done.
Jeff was trapped. See.
This is from a
Oh
good
my
partner.
oh my
Dev.
gosh. Yeah. We
See,
like the drunk after effect.
okay.
So, essentially, stage 2 starts tomorrow. I'm a little quieter than the others.
Stage 2 starts tomorrow. Okay.
Hello, check. Did you just saw that cat?
Yeah. You just threw his cat on the bed. Someone called PETA and not TOS.
Please. I'm a little quieter. This is.
Animal abuse, Dev. Gosh.
Oh shit.
We get the bad joke.
Like if I'm only a little quieter, I'm probably just gonna have to deal with it. Like, if you can still hear me, that's fine. If I go really quiet, please let me know. Anyway, so I got the schedule pulled up, and Toarn, you still in the chat? Because these two are not going to be able to give me input on this.
I'll talk to you a bit about it, but
They-
I'll throw some theories and debates at you, but Dev will just pet his cat.
yeah, Dev was trapped between me and Toarn in the last time he was on the show with Overwatch League come up, and Dev is just a lost ball in high weeds, man. It wasn't even fair. It's not even his fault. We just track this. Me and Chris just track this game obsessively.
It's a good
But-
thing. I mean, if me and him actually played it more, we'd probably also obsess with this game.
Are you trying to get me to play it more?
Overwatch? No. No, this
I felt like that was a snide remark to try to get me to play more.
it's not from me because I'd have to play
Okay.
more before I could have the right to make that remark.
I mean, I would like playing with people about the same skill level as me. So, you know, like bronze tier. However,
Well, here's the thing. Like, if y'all ever wanted to play... Side note, if y'all ever wanted to play, we don't have to play comp. Torn's the one that always wants to play fucking comp.
you missed the shade I was throwing at Dev.
One, I'm probably bronze because I don't understand the metas. Two, I just don't care anymore.
Dude, when you first
Three,
start...
I just don't want to play it. Okay, I'm sorry.
When you first start, metas don't mean shit. Alright, but anyway, so back to this. Philadelphia Fusion go up against New York Excelsior. Boston Uprising going up against Atlanta Reign. Shanghai Dragons going up against LA Glads. You know, from the start of this, for those of you guys who don't know, a lot of stuff that unexpected happened in stage 1. The first of which was New York XL didn't take the stage, which, as these two can actually attest to, I was thrilled about.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely thrilled about.
Very thrilled.
Watching it during the Har Har podcast, I make zero apology for that.
We know.
Zero apology is made. But we have Excelsior versus Fusion. If I was to call this match XL, more than likely.
Really?
Is going to take it? Yeah.
Okay, because I was a little mixed on that, because last I heard, I thought Excel kind of like barely squeaked on in. So
No, Excel stayed pretty solid. Let me see if I can't pull up their. So in stage 1, yeah, XL was actually number 2 seed. Philadelphia was okay. Well, Philadelphia was 3.
Okay.
I don't like. I would love for Fusions to win. I think it'll be a good game, but I think XL is going to come out with the win. And then, so the next game is Uprising versus Atlanta Reign. Atlanta Reign lost to Fran after Season 1, which was one of their big name players. But the thing with Atlanta going in towards the middle to the end of Stage 1 is they were inconsistent. Like, they were absolutely just losing it. Like, we're not consistent in their gameplay at all. Teamwork was looking very poor. And now they've lost to Fran, which could help them, could hinder them. Don't really know what kind of dynamic is there. Like, he was their starter every time, so definitely a big change to their roster for sure. But just from going off of history, Boston Uprising is going to take that.
Yeah, that was my assumption too. Especially only because just Boston Uprising as itself just seems like just the small moments I seen, they just seemed like they had more team cohesiveness.
Their teamwork is great.
Yeah,
their teamwork is super solid.
It just seems like Atlanta Reign, and like, don't get me wrong, Atlanta Reign, like some of the other newer people, like Paris Eternals, and like
I have to do something during this, okay, Jay?
Sure, and like the Washington Justice, like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're all great teams. It's just that I don't think they've had enough time together to be like really great teamwork teams, you know? So, like, they probably do good things together. Like, I know for a fact that Vancouver Titans, that they're a team that you should watch because they're entertaining and they do some pretty wacky stuff, but they're just good at the game. But they don't really work well in the, like, strict GOATs kind of team comp fight.
Yeah, no, they really don't. So now that Dev has wandered away from his headphones, I actually removed his camera and his frame entirely from the scene, so we're going to wait and see how long it takes him to figure that out.
He's probably not going to notice.
I'm aware he disappeared, Dragon. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, please. We're going to see how long this takes. I don't know if will he stay gone over here? No, I'm going to make him gone over here too. Hang on.
So, quick side tangent for you.
Yeah.
I'm a little upset that, well, I wish I came on tonight's show dressed up as Soy.
Oh, fuck.
Because,
no, I made Steven go away. Damn it.
Oh.
Shit.
Damn.
I don't want that.
I only say that because last year around April Fool's, he dressed up as me. So, this is the closest to April Fool's I could get on your show, so I could dress up as him. Missed the opportunity.
I know, dude.
I don't have enough sleeveless shirts. All right. So, what else do we want to talk about?
So, well, one more matchup. Shanghai Dragons versus LA Gladiators. I think LA Gladiators will come away with it, but Shanghai's been... for those of you who don't know, Shanghai was the 0-win team all of last season.
That's what I was wondering about.
The 0-win team. They have become a force to be reckoned with, definitely by comparison of last season. They've had some roster changes. They've done it's just a completely different team. It is not the same team that they faced, that people would be facing last time. That was the team that all last season... all the other teams were like, please don't let us be the one that they actually beat. Please don't let us be the one they actually beat. Did not finally happen.
I was wondering about that because I remember last year, in the last season, Shanghai Dragons were one of the better teams. Like,
no, they were not.
No, they weren't overall?
No.
Actually? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Bottom of the barrel.
I was thinking
bottom of the barrel all the time. Soul Dynasty.
That's what I was
Soul
thinking.
Dynasty, yeah.
Okay.
And Dragon, there is an Ashe character in Overwatch as well. She is a DPS character, and her ultimate is a big robot named Bob. Like you,
Do something!
like you can't even make that shit up. Well, I mean, obviously they could, but we can't.
Okay. So yeah, I would probably agree with you on that one. Gladiators, maybe Dragons will get there, but I think Gladiators has that.
Yeah, I think so too. And then going into Friday, Guangzhou Charge versus Paris Eternal. Eternal's got it. Eternal's got it. We're hurrying, Dev. Just calm your shit.
I'm just doing this because it bugs you, not the rest of the stream.
Well, the rest of the stream's not going to be bugged by it.
Like, not at all. If you look closely at the stream, Dev. Really?
I know.
Okay.
That's why I'm doing it.
Okay. Yeah. Spitfire versus Mayhem.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I don't really know enough about either of the teams in this instance myself. I'm gonna guess Spitfire.
I gotta be Spitfire were the champions last season, so by that logic you would think, but also I don't think they were even in playoffs last time. This last one. Between Spitfire and Mayhem, though, just for how consistently both teams perform, definitely going with Mayhem. I'm sorry, going with Spitfire. Washington Justice and Toronto Defiant. Justice better beat Defiant. And San Francisco Shock versus Valiant. Valiant is now this season's no-win team. So, and since Shock made it a super close game with Vancouver Titans, I don't see Valiant getting their first win.
Okay.
From that.
So sorry, quick side tangent. I want to get Dev in this conversation for a second.
Okay.
So, Dev, you're being offered a position to be a bench warmer on any of these teams. Which team would you pick?
Oh, God.
I'm guessing due to colors, you'll pick Shanghai Dragons because they're red.
No, it's Sporting. Blue and green. Vancouver.
All right. Now I know. All right, now you can
Yeah,
And
I
continue.
a
don't know.
bench warmer he would beat on Vancouver Titans.
And even then, I don't think I'd go to that. I wouldn't take the position, honestly.
Like,
You don't want to be the official bench warmer to keep your fellow actual good players' butts warms when they're not playing.
Thanks for just shitting on me this entire time, Steven. Glad I'm here.
Sorry, Dev.
And
I don't
no,
mean it.
I just, don't feel like playing in a competitive level, so,
yeah, no,
that's
okay.
also part of it.
Real talk, I would never want to play competitive. Absolutely not. Not a competitive. Like, not all the time, because at that point, the game's not fun anymore. Like, the game
So,
is
Steven,
absolutely
if a
not
team-
fun anymore.
If a team asked you to be their doorstop, which team would you choose to be the doorstop for?
New York Excels,
No.
actually.
Which one's closest to
New
California?
York Excels. And the reason why I would pick New York Excel is because I would jam their door. I would break the door.
No,
So it
you
never
don't-
open or
you
never
lose
close?
The only sentience you have is that you're aware of what you are. You can't do anything. You're just their doorstop.
That's no fun. I say I would.
What
No,
if-
I would sabotage them from within.
What if I become a sentient door stopper because a kid puts googly eyes and gives me stringy twing
Fine,
arms?
You're sentient, but you can't move.
This is such a bizarre conversation.
Sorry,
Guys,
we're getting
Like
distracted.
this is such a bizarre.
You wanted to insult me. I'm gonna call him a doorstop.
I was trying to make a Toy Story 4 joke.
I know where you were going with that. I was more saying the fact that you were trying to call me bench warmer.
We're all bench warmers here, Dev.
No, because I'm not a competitive player.
All right, let's-
Figuratively. So as far as other big stuff that's happening, a game that was announced and actually a trailer was shown for it at PAX, which just continually mounting the regret that I didn't go.
Same.
Borderlands 3 finally shows up. Have you boys seen the trailer?
Yes.
Yes.
Thoughts on the trailer?
Looks like Borderlands.
It looks like Borderlands.
I I'm excited for it. Like I haven't really played the Borderlands games, but the moments I have played it, especially with friends, have been really fun.
Always fun with friends. This
Yeah.
game is
So
always fun with friends.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's one time I played with friends where it was my first ever time playing, and it's their like 8th time playing, so they're running through all the campaign. And I'm like, "What's going on?"
See,
Because-
that's my only experiences with these games, is that usually my friends who have more experience with the franchise run ahead while I'm trying to understand the story. So I just sit there, eventually not wanting to do anything, because if I participate, I fall behind.
Like, what's funny about the story, quote unquote, in Borderlands? Let's be real. Like, it's got one, but it's honestly one of the reasons why I actually didn't get too much into it when it first came out, was just because, But it's a lot of fun to play, especially when you get your character up and you start using those ultimates. Those are a lot of fun. But
I'm excited for it. Sorry, go ahead.
no, it looks good.
Is there room for it, though?
Is there room for it?
We
I
are
think
in
there
an
is.
era full of loot and shooters.
I think there is.
We've got Destiny, we've got Anthem, we've got Division, we've got a ton of loot and shooters now. There's a lot in the market.
I mean, I can't even choose between like a card game and Apex, so I can't imagine having to choose between Apex and Borderlands 3.
Well,
However,
here's the thing.
I think-
and as far as a loot and shooter goes, Borderlands has the benefit of it has its fan base. Like, there's a lot of people who
It created the loot and shooter pretty much.
And so it's an old household name. Now, which, as we've seen, can be a problem for games going into that. If a person thinks that they have the best of anything, then they no longer care. You know, their quality will automatically go down if that's their laurels. That would be like, we already got the best, we're cool. We no longer have to try overly hard to defend our spot anymore. We've got it set. We could make a whole podcast episode on any one of our shows talking about that, about anything, and we'd have a full show. So the burning question, I guess, for Borderlands 3 remains: is it resting on the fact that, oh, we're Borderlands, it's going to be fine, or if they're looking to up the ante on it?
I haven't seen enough difference to make me think that it's more than Borderlands 2, if that makes sense.
I think it looks a little smoother. Like, it ultimately the graphics look the same, like a bit cartoony and stuff, so you can't see like an innovation. Yeah, so it's not an innovation in how it looks by any means. But I'm sure it'll probably run better, like better hitboxes, better aiming, better movement.
That's semantics. What I'm more saying is, you want it to be more Borderlands-y, if that makes sense.
No,
I just don't want it.
You want it to capture the feel of what made the other two games awesome. Like, why you wanted to play the other two games. That's what you.
No. That's not what I wanted to do.
What do you want to do?
I want it to go beyond. Like, if it's the same as if it's, gives me the same feelings as the other two, I'm gonna get bored of it. It's the same. Like, we're taking over, so whatever. It's the same thing that happens with us with movies. Like, Deadpool 1 and 2. All right. I'm sorry. This is how I can explain it.
No, I said it. I didn't know what you were talking about for a second.
Deadpool 1 and 2 are good films.
Yeah.
But Deadpool 2 is about the same, on par with Deadpool 1, if not minutely better. But because of how close they are on, like, scaling of how good they are, the first one almost seems better because it was the first. It had a lower budget, and you still get the same feeling that the second one gives you, but that one came out first, so you almost want that one to be better. You know what I mean?
In my in my opinion, about that's you actually strike a good point, and Borderlands is actually a really good series to compare that to because, yeah, it Borderlands 1, a lot of fun, people really enjoyed it. Then you go into Borderlands 2. To me, it's kind of more of the same, like different plots. With the plot seemed a little more involved into. Well, the plot was more
Also, a
involved
lot of
into.
these things were improved and done better. Like
Yeah.
it felt like a step forward, like a bigger step forward for a lot of people. From what I've heard, like I haven't played a lot of both of them to know. But from what I've heard, it felt like an actual change in the right direction.
It was a big change. I played a lot of both. It was a big change in the right direction. You had a, in the first game, you were essentially looking for this mysterious vault, and just a bunch of crap was going on around you that you were just kind of drawn up in. Borderlands 2 actually gave you a big boss to go for, and so you were essentially, you felt like you were working towards something that was a little more real. Tangible, yeah, that's a word, and also didn't involve a weird, seemed like it was last second made up tentacle monster coming out of a vault.
Yeah.
Of all the weird shit in that game, that was like, what?
Borderlands has actually already run into the issue I'm talking about, though. Pre-sequel. It felt a lot like 2. It didn't do anything different, which is fine because it's also the pre-sequel, so it's not like and it was a different studio. You're not expecting it to be the game changer. You know what I mean?
No, you're just
Like,
expecting. Here's more to the universe, and a lot of the big things with that was instead of going to kill Handsome Jack, oh, look at that, he's a playable character now.
Yeah.
So
I personally just kind of look forward to the whole cooperative multiplayer experience. I'm tired of just killing people to kill people. I'm sure a lot of people enjoy PvE kind of shooting games, but I do.
No, I do too. I love the crap out of
It's
it.
still got a big audience. Like I pointed out earlier, Destiny, Division 2, Anthem.
Yeah, like they could totally throw in
shooters for almost all of them are 4-player. One of them isn't, and I shall not name names of that 4th game that does not allow 4 players to play together simultaneously on everything that you can do. Instead,
RIP Destiny.
I'll just show them off.
Oh wow! And what a figurine to show that. What a figure!
My figurine's wrench broke.
You have no heart if that's the one you're showing.
It's the only one I got.
Yeah, it's the one that was free with the game.
I didn't even get the game and I got it, so.
Nice.
But yeah, no. I'm happy people are excited. I'm just going to stay on the hesitant side because everything has got me hesitant lately, so.
Yeah, at this
point.
And I'll be honest, Gearbox is, hemorrhaging money after the failure game that came out. What is it? It came out as soon as Overwatch came out as well.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna look at this.
It had to do with the mushroom head.
Mushroom head. Failure of a game that came out 2 years ago.
Gearbox.
Mushroom head.
Can I just Google that and just see it? No.
Hold on.
Just type in Gearbox Mushroom.
The very good game that Overwatch helped kill. Here's an interesting article. Maybe that's it.
Huh?
Oh, hey, yeah, there's a guy with a mushroom head. Who is this? What is this? Battleborn!
Yes, thank you, Battleborn!
Battleborn.
The game that literally came out before Overwatch and then vanished from everyone's mind.
That is true. And I actually remember seeing that game and thinking, wow, that actually looks kind of neat.
I played the beta. It's a very different game, but because of the advertising making it look very similar.
Oh, yeah. Mushroom head. I see it.
Yeah, right.
But that game completely flopped.
Yeah, I don't.
And they haven't had a huge success game in a while.
So, who knows? Maybe this is kind of it could be maybe, okay, so it's for sure a safe decision, we'll see how it plays out if it ends up being a smart decision for them going back to Borderlands.
They
I
probably
personally don't see them suffering for doing Borderlands 3 though. I honestly think it's gonna do good.
This is probably, if I had to think about it, if this goes well, this will probably be the last game before they get bought out by EA and then shut down. So,
shit. Keep talking like that, I'm not inviting you back.
okay.
I don't even care that much about Gearbox. I just want to make EA. I just don't want EA to buy up any more shit and then destroy it.
Yeah.
By gutting it slowly and painfully from the inside. Oh, boys.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to see any other news articles that I had.
Well, EA laid off a bunch of people.
EA did lay off a bunch of people, which we've been shit-talking them all stream, so we might as well just go ahead and talk about that.
But
like, what was the number? I think it was a lot from their... Like, was it Russia?
It was Russia and I can't remember who else, but they let go of a lot of the social media people.
Yeah, from Kotaku, this article here, which I am posting into the place with the stuff. It says here that EA lays off 350 people from their marketing, publishing, and basically just letting people know our games are out portion of their offices. Oh, ad blocker. Gosh dang.
Can you put it in the actual call, please, so that way I don't have to take our cameras off?
Paste. My apologies. I didn't think about that. There we go.
It does make sense given that this. Oh, it makes sense for them because their belts are going to get tightened here soon. Not just them, games across the board, because they're going to have to do the. I need to set this up not just for this generation games. I need to set it up for next gen consoles as well. So, yeah, we may be hitting that problem here shortly.
Shit.
So it makes sense to get rid of the people who aren't going to have jobs to, like, they're literally just going to be sitting there because there's not going to be games to be like, buy.
So you brought this up, and now I have a thought that's kind of occurred to me that I never really thought of until now. So these last 6 years, Xbox One and PS4 came out in 2013. So these last 6 years, we've had these consoles, and it's looking like we're about to get our next generation console announcements. Have these consoles kind of been like a little disappointing? Ultimately, like these are, like, don't get me wrong, they're fine systems, but when I think of games that I've played between like the Xbox One compared to the Xbox 360, I have a lot more games that I liked more during the 360 days.
I will counter your point with the PS4.
So like PS3 games versus PS4 they're just overall a lot more PS4 games that you enjoyed.
There's that, and there's also the fact that really there's honestly a lot more good PS4 games. Like,
there's a lot of good story told on the PS4.
Mm-hmm. There is.
You had God of War, like just last year alone. Okay. You had God of War,
Game of the Year called it, by the way.
There's probably some other ones that I'm missing off the top of my head. Year before that, you had Horizon.
Infamous Second Son.
Infamous Second Son on launch, which was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
You had Uncharted 4, great game. God, I could just look back there and probably find some others. I went back there, but I'm a little lazy. But like you have some great titles from this generation of consoles.
Okay.
You just have to look for it.
Okay. Just overall with my experience with this generation, and it might be just because I haven't had as much of a disposable income with this last generation.
Exactly it.
But like, yeah, I just haven't had as much fond memories with these systems.
I will also say you started out on an Xbox One. There was your problem.
I started out on a Super Nintendo, and then a
I'm
PS2,
saying what during this
then a
generation,
360.
you son of a bitch. You knew what I meant. Like, this generation, you started on Xbox One, not PS4. Which, when Xbox One started, there wasn't a lot.
See, back when I started, I actually had friends playing Xbox. And then when I could afford an Xbox, they immediately switched to PS4. So, then I was the only one with an Xbox for a while and didn't play it. I like playing with friends, because I'm bad at games.
But the
least you're
problem is
honest.
that, like, Xbox has been lacking. I talk about this pretty much every time I'm on this goddamn podcast, and we're here, so I'm might as fucking well. Xbox just has not had games.
Oh, yeah. There we go. You're right. It's a point. It's a point that is. It's a belabored point, but it's still a valid
That's
point.
why I'm not going to go into more detail, because I've gone into detail of this 1,000 times, not just on this podcast. I've been going over this since the first podcast I was ever on another friend's channel, fucking 3 years ago. And I've been on this tirade since. But they like, if that hasn't changed over 3 years, Xbox isn't going to change until next gen. Like, that's seriously it. PS4, on the other hand, last 3 years, fuck, I've played some of the best games of my life.
Okay. I'll accept that answer. That's all I want.
Like, I'll say this, I don't play multiplayer games a lot on there, and, you know, some of my older experiences were multiplayer games on console, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But because most of the people I play games with now are on PC, that's where most of my multiplayer experience comes from. So, like, I don't have those over there, and I jokingly say my PS4 has become a brick, because unless I'm playing a single-player game, I'm not playing on there. Unless it's, like, a PS4 exclusive multiplayer game. So let's say, like, Last of Us Online. But even then, like, it's still a lot of fun playing the games that I do play on there. Like, I had one of the best games I've played is Spider-Man. Like, no joke. So,
Because it's a great game.
Yeah.
it is. I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. Like, you saying that this console generation hasn't had a lot of good games, I'm like, you saying you started on Xbox is exactly, like,
Well, yeah,
proves the point for me.
Yeah, like, and this is also a belabored point on this podcast as well. It's the fact that Xbox lost this console war.
Yeah.
Because they're an all-for-one entertainment system and not a gaming unit.
Which was their mistake. I'll say this. I've defended the Xbox saying it is a good entertainment system. It's good for families. It does what you want it to do when it's an entertainment system.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as a gaming console, you almost want more bare bones, which is what PlayStation kind of did with its setup on there. It's a little bit more streamlined. The Xbox goddamn menus, when I first saw that, going from 360, which was streamlined, to the Xbox One, and I saw how it looked, I'm like, this is junk. There's just a lot of clutter on it, is how it looked. So, again, just my personal opinion.
Okay.
No, yeah, and you're absolutely correct. So, hopefully in the next week or so, we're going to be hearing more about what is actually confirmed to really be at E3, because, yeah, we're kind of we're parched for info right now as far as all that stuff goes. Me and Toarn last week went over the potentials, like some that are confirmed, and then a whole slew of crap that is supposedly gonna see that. Yeah, rumored. Which, funny enough, Borderlands 3 was on that list, so it's kind of funny that I think days after that is when the trailer dropped.
Well, I'll say this, that list
3.
must have been inaccurate, because they were literally saying that they were going to do something at PAX for the last 2-3 weeks.
Borderlands
and,
did?
Gearbox. And so, and everyone's
see,
like,
that's
the only thing that you're going to do, Gearbox, is make Borderlands 3. So, Borderlands 3 confirmed. But also, like, the last, 3 years, the guy who runs Gearbox, I can't remember his name, but he's been essentially posting pictures of them making making Borderlands 3 but jokingly saying like, "Oh, it's not Borderlands 3. It's Borderlands 3," kind of thing. So
Totally not Borderlands 3.
Totally
as
not.
he's got as he's saying, like in one of his tweets, he was like dressed up in a morph suit, saying, "It's fun playing as Psycho." Is essentially what it said. Not working on Borderlands 3, by the way.
No, he's looking on the Devil Until Dawn. I don't know. I forget the Kojima horror movie game. Whatever. Let's move on.
I was about to say, I'm fairly certain you just try to combine like 2 or 3 titles right there.
Yeah.
Like, because Until Dawn is one. You said
Dead by
Devils.
Daylight, I feel like
Dead
you
by
said
Daylight.
Dead.
And he said Devil too, so I'm thinking Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
Like,
It just
you just
your
put
brain
all of
went
those
down
things
the
and put them in a blender. And that's just,
I knew none of them were it, so I tried to find it. It's just it didn't come to me.
You-
so
you
I just
sir
let it
were-
You
go.
get a Silent
were
Hill.
wrong. Oh, Silent
No,
Hill.
it
Yeah.
wasn't Silent Hill. It wasn't
Death
the one I was
Stranding?
thinking.
The one that
Death Stranding.
Kojima's making?
Death Stranding. That's not even out yet.
No, the one the the 2 games that came out recently where the guy is like, or the teaser for it was him going through like a white painted background, and I can't remember. Let's move on. I can find it real quick. Just
This
give
sounds
me a
like
second.
an acid trip of a trailer. It's just going
It
through.
kind of was, but it was a horror game that made absolutely no sense to me.
This was kind of accidentally brought up. I have nothing for this as far as articles go, but can we talk about Death Stranding still not being out?
No, it's not going to be out for a while.
I know! And it just keeps.
Kojima's been working on that for a while.
It's like this white whale that's just it's like we can't catch. It's not going to happen.
No, he'll release it. It's gonna. You know what Kojima's gonna do? Because Hideo Kojima, if you don't know, he's a goddamn madman. Fun fact.
Well, you would have to if that is implied from the game.
Well, and if you look at his history, fucking Metal Gear Solid franchise, bro. It's the Metal Gear franchise in general.
Here's the thing. If I was to look at the Metal Gear franchise, and then I was going to look at Death Stranding, not knowing who made both, and then you tell me that this maniac made both, I'd call you a liar.
I'll counter that point with Robots That Moo. For 3,000, Alex.
Oh my god. Or hiding in a cardboard box. Yeah, fair enough.
I was wrong on the developer. It was Shinji Mikami, and the game The Evil Within 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were way off.
But that was Konami Studios, correct?
It says
Or was
here
that
the developer
Square Enix?
was Tango Gameworks.
Oh.
Let me double check. Bethesda.
Oh, right, that was Bethesda!
Bethesda.
That's why I know it.
Oh, wow.
And Steven, I'll say this. Kojima's not coming out, and Jay, I'll say this. Kojima's not coming out with that game for at least 2 years. It's still in the process. Like,
Dude, it's...
it'll
Right
be
now
next year at the earliest.
Right now, it's still just a mail delivery man in space, so we need the horror.
He doesn't normally do horror, is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
He was going to with the first, the PT teaser for Silent Hill. That was going to be his first real trip into horror. And then Konami Studios like, hey, fuck you. You're not even going to get to finish Metal Gear Solid 5. You don't even get to finish it. And then we're going to make pachinko machines.
Chinka, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, that's that story.
Hey, we
no.
have... I don't know how new this is, which apparently it has been in development for a while, since the release is the 16th of this month. I didn't know it was a thing. We're getting a World War Z game.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
was not aware of this.
It looks weird.
Well, since the Walking Dead disappointment, I was not the Telltale one, but the other one.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was it's like I've got the article pulled up here. See, I mean, it's like the traditional. It's like the World War Z, the novel and the movie, and the guys are literally like, "Yeah, we want to bury you and 3 friends under a horde of zombies."
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Which, at least they're honest. One of the subheadings. Holy crap, there are a lot of zombies.
What zombie game was it recently that had like the zombie flood mechanic?
That would be Days Gone. That's coming out this year, right?
Okay. So then naturally people are going to compare World War Z to Days Gone when it comes out.
I don't think so because, well, they might. But
maybe Left 4 Dead.
Wasn't Days? Correct me if I'm wrong. Which one was Days Gone?
Motorcycles.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Yeah, so only with theirs it's like freakers. That's what they're called.
They're zombies.
I'm aware they're zombies, but they're called freakers in the game.
Clickers.
Why did I blank on that? I'm an idiot.
Oh,
I don't know. You're the one who had the last article about it.
Shut up, Dev. I'm well aware. I know I fucked up.
Man,
I'm not going to be playing the game. It doesn't look enjoyable. I'll say the World War Z game does not look as enjoyable. It looks kind of. If my memory is correct, let me double check.
What are you looking at?
The trailer, real quick.
Oh, it's literally. I mean, if you've seen the movie, I mean, they essentially are like. They took inspiration from the film. Steven?
Sorry, my apologies. 1 second.
Is anyone else getting a double ad on YouTube, by the way?
A double ad?
Where you get one ad and then the next?
Oh, yeah, but I have ad block, so.
You're the worst.
I mean, I get it on my phone when I use it, but yeah.
Like, I'll say this. It looks like Division with zombies.
So Fortnite saved the world?
With realistic graphic settings, yes.
Okay.
And no building.
Oh my god. That was brilliant. That's perfect. Yes.
Oh,
Say, hey, Epic, this is how you save the world from zombies, right here.
Well, and also, it looks
Watch
like,
and learn.
You do your standard hold the point bullshit.
See, here's the thing that I don't want to happen from this game that I don't know, like I haven't seen any gameplay for it. This is completely new. I just literally like we're parched for info,
I have
boys.
18 minutes of gameplay that I'm watching right now.
Oh my god. So is it like
Like,
any kind of free roam or is it
Yeah, it's sort of linear path.
So it's a hallway. Gotcha.
So it is like Left 4 Dead though, in terms of linear like
It's Division meets Left 4 Dead. That's a good way of putting it. It's third person shooter, cover, whatever,
wow.
with zombies.
So it makes me think Gears of War, almost. Like you might have a branching path at one point, but
Yeah.
otherwise it's just your guns on rails.
Yeah, it's Division without free roam. From what I can tell.
I'm a little
I mean, it could be open world. We just don't really know because
From the gameplay trailer I've seen, it doesn't look super free roaming.
Okay.
So it looks like you have classes too. You can fight. Wait, hang on. What even is this? In addition to the cooperative campaign, World War Z supports 8-player competitive multiplayer in 5 different modes. However, these aren't just pure versus experiences. Don't be surprised to see a zombie horde descend on the position in the middle of the match. Well, that's intriguing.
So then it becomes Walking Dead, the TV show. Where they're in the city and then they're fighting, what's his name? But then all the zombies show up, so they have to protect each other, but then they still hate this guy.
Dude, you know, I regret a lot right now because I found this and I'm thinking, hey, cool, yeah, this is something interesting to talk to. And the more we keep talking about it, the more it's bringing up shit that just either depresses me or annoys me. Like,
I'm really good at making bad comparisons.
here's the thing. At least your comparisons have been accurate. Like, Dev keeps comparing it to Division, and I'm just like, I haven't even played Division 2 yet, and I'm wanting to give it a chance.
That's
but now
what I
it's
see
just
when I see this game, though. It's 4 people, different, like, casual civilian clothing with a bunch of backpacks and guns.
Yeah, see, I see that and think Left 4 Dead, though.
Third person, though. In
Hang on.
very realistic graphic settings.
Hang on.
Holding.
I want to argue it. I can't
He's
do
got to
it.
see this.
I can't do
Jay,
it.
I will literally send you the gameplay I am watching.
No, I've watched it. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
All right, let me take a gander at this myself.
It really is stupidly like Division. That's why I'm trying so hard to argue it. It's because I'm just like, no, I know. Like,
Ooh, that's loud.
yeah.
I don't have the sound on.
It blew my eardrums up too.
Whew.
But it's Division with zombies.
Oh my gosh. So I think we could probably just close tonight's episode in saying that there's a lot of weird stuff happening. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what I
really,
can say, though?
what's up?
Make sure to follow the RRHQ on twitter.com /RRHQ. And make sure to follow us here on Twitch as well and YouTube.
So, Dev, could you tell us what show's tomorrow?
Oh, it's the RR podcast.
On what?
On RRHQ.
Ah, thanks for telling me.
It was a
Yeah,
bad
no
idea to
problem.
bring these two here. You all need to understand that. I needed people because Toarn abandoned me. He abandoned me to this.
And yet he's here in the chat.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he was. He said like 2 things. Said hi to Dragon. And I think hi to us. And then just left. He's probably just lurking, but. Alright, boys. Yeah, oh my god. Steven, start the plugging so we can get out of here.
Okay, so my name is Srekcuf5. I occasionally stream now. I'm the closest I've ever been to affiliate, so that might make me stream more. I don't
There you
know.
go, buddy.
Otherwise, you might catch a YouTube video now and then, or you could catch me here on the channel, mostly on Sundays. There you go.
Thank you, Dragon. Thank you. Anyway, Dev, plug.
Hi, I'm Dev. You can find me at
I just realized what I've done.
DorkyDev. But more importantly,
Damn
you
it.
can find me hosting the podcast tomorrow called RR Podcast on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on this channel called RRHQ.
I'm gonna hear that in my sleep now.
Make sure to follow RRHQ on Twitter as well at RRHQ.
Are you done? Go ahead, finish it.
RQ.
Okay. I agree as well, though. It is dumb sometimes.
Right? Oh gosh, guys, CaverJay. So I tweeted earlier on in the week I'm going to be going back to a regular stream schedule. It will be Monday, Wednesdays. Times are listed on the channel. There might be some variance in that, just depending on how crazy work gets sometimes. And I did say I was going to do some streams at odd times this week. Tonight actually being one. I'll be jumping into some Elder Scrolls Online for a little while. Hopefully my computer doesn't blow up or catch fire. We're going to find out. Okay, Dragon, it's not my fault. It's absolutely not my fault. So yeah, twitch.tv/CaverJay or on Twitter at Caver_J, because for whatever reason that was actually taken on Twitter for some damn reason. But thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching the Third Player Optional podcast.
Man,
I hate you.
I'm sorry I brought him with me.
I'm sorry too.
You know what we should
I'm
do?
sorry
we should
too.
also talk about the Critically Casual podcast. You know, it's great.
No, that'll be no.
You are the worst. You are the